Good day. I'll be talking to you about some of the mistakes to avoid when preparing for ICAN examinations. One of the mistakes to avoid is not reading enough, and this centers on not covering the syllabus extensively and not solving enough past questions. I think that some people don't read enough because they probably wait till a month or two before the exams, before they start serious preparations, which is very risky because even if you're preparing for only one course, you could still feel unprepared before the exam, talk less of 4 or 5 papers. And one way to test how well you have covered the syllabus is through the use of past questions, and a lot of candidates downplay its importance in their preparations. Using past questions, however, is not a guarantee of success in the examination, but however, it significantly boosts your chances because it helps you to gain confidence, it helps you to cover more in reading, it helps you develop a mindset that can break down exam questions and can help you to identify the relevant items in the question. So in summary, you need to start early and you need to read well. One other mistake I think you need to avoid is what I call glance reading. And I define this as thinking you understand a concept or topic when you have not applied it. And I believe that you can only understand something after you've applied it. And in this case, after you have solved questions on it. So as much as possible, before you conclude that you understand a topic or a course, try solving questions on it or discussing it with others or teaching someone else. It will help you test your understanding on the topic. Another mistake to avoid is not working based on your strength and timetable. And one of the arguments under this heading is whether to do day reading or to do overnight reading. So you can look at your timetable, you can look at the one that is most suitable to you. I'd advise you to stick to it and not try to change it, especially if your friends are not on the same level of strength as you are. For if you have a very busy day schedule, I would advise you to stick to reading at night. But if you can free up time during your day, I don't see any reason why you should not be a day reader. Also, another argument on that this is whether to split your papers or not. And I believe that you know your strengths, and if you are having much more responsibility, especially the older crop of candidates for this exam, I believe that based on your strength, if you decide to split it, it is fine for you to split it. But if you decide you know the responsibilities that you have, but you decide to ignore it because of this exam, I would advise that you actually do not feel pressure to choose another an option that is contrary to your strengths. Alright, you should focus on your strengths when preparing for this examination. Another mistake to avoid is not maximizing the opportunity to learn from others. For example, if you have the opportunity to go for tutorials, I would advise you to please go. And if you have the opportunity to ease the burden with your friends, I would advise you to please do it, because it tends to be easier to read a concept or a topic after somebody has already explained it to you. And I'm not necessarily saying that you should form study groups with your friends, but coming together to address questions from all topics before the exam could really help you a lot. And I've personally benefited from this during my own preparations. Last but not least, the mistake of thinking that you can do it by yourself is one that makes a lot of people get frustrated when they get into the exam hall. And what I'm talking about here is they forget to engage God in their preparations. I'd advise you to engage God as much as you can, pray as often as you can, and ask Him for help. And I know that you will receive help. So with these few mistakes and the ways to counter it, I believe that you significantly boost your odds of success in your examinations. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck in your ICAN journey.